And are you visiting any of our country houses before you're leaving them, Mrs. Cheveley?
Oh, I can't stand your English parties. In England, people are actually trying to be brilliant at breakfast. My stay in England really depends on you, Sir Robert.
Seriously?
Quite seriously. I want to talk to you about the Argentine Canal Company, in fact.
What a tedious practical subject for you to talk about, Mrs. Cheveley.
Oh, but I like tedious practical subjects. What I don't like are tedious practical people. You are Lord Radley's secretary, weren't you? When the government bought the Suez Canal ship?
Yes, but the Suez Canal was a great and splendid undertaking. It had imperial value. This Argentine scheme is no more than a commonplace stock exchange swindle.
A speculation, Sir Robert. A brilliant, daring speculation.
It was a swindle. Let us call things by their proper names, Mrs. Cheveley. It makes matters much simpler. We have all the information about it at the Foreign Office. The work's barely begun, and as for the money already invested in it, no one seems to know what's become of it. You didn't invest in it, did you? I imagine you're much too clever to have done that.
I have invested very largely in it.
Who could have advised you to do such a foolish thing?
Baron Arnheim.
Oh, yes. I remember hearing at the time of his death that the Baron had been mixed up in the whole affair.
It was his last romance.
But you have not yet seen my Corot, and I show them to you. They're in the music room.
I am not in the mood for paintings tonight. I want to talk business.
I'm afraid I have no advice to offer you, Mrs. Cheveley, except to interest yourself in something far less dangerous. The success of the canal depends entirely on the attitude of England, and I plan to lay my report of the Commissioner's findings before the House tomorrow night.
And you must not do so, Robert. For your own interest, to say nothing of mine. You must not do that.
In my own interest? Mrs. Cheveley, what do you mean?
I will be quite frank with you, Sir Robert. I want you to withdraw the report that you have intended to lay before the House, on the ground that you have reasons to believe that the commissioners have been prejudiced or misinformed or something. Then I want you to say a few words to the effect that the government is going to reconsider the question, and that you have reasons to believe that the canal, if completed, will be of great international values.
You cannot be serious in making me such a proposition.
But I am! And if you do what I ask you to do, I will pay you very handsomely.
Pay me?
Yes.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand what you mean.
Oh, very disappointing. And I've come all the way from Vienna in order that you should thoroughly understand me.
If you don't mind, I think I'll call your carriage. You have lived so long abroad, Mrs. Cheveley, you seem to be unable to realize you're talking to a man.
A man who laid the foundation of his fortune by selling to a stock exchange speculator a cabinet secret.
What do you mean?
I mean that I know the real origin of your wealth and career, and I have got your letter too.
What letter?
The letter you wrote to Baron Arnheim when you were Lord Radley's secretary, telling the Baron to buy Suez Canal ships. The letter written 3 days before the government announced its own purchase.
It's not true.
You thought that letter has been destroyed. How foolish of you! It is in my possession.
The affair to which you allude was no more than a speculation. The House had not yet passed the bill. It still might have been rejected.
It was a swindle, Sir Robert. Let us call things by their proper names. It makes everything simpler. And now I'm going to sell you that letter. And the price I ask for it is your public support for the Argentine scheme. You made your fortune out of one canal. Now you must help me and my friend make our fortune out of another.
I will not do what you ask of me.
It is not for you to make terms. It is for you to accept them. And supposing you refuse,
What then?
why, you will be ruined, of course. Scandals used to lend charms or interest to a man. Now they crush him. And yours is a very nasty scandal. You couldn't survive it. If it were known that you sold a cabinet secret for a large sum of money and that was the origin of your wealth and career, you would be hounded out by public life. And after all, why should you sacrifice your entire future rather than deal diplomatically with your enemy? For the moment, I am your enemy, I admit it. And I am much stronger than you are. Years ago, you did a clever, unscrupulous thing. It turned out to be a great success. Now you have got to pay for it. Sooner or later, we all have to pay for what we do. Unfortunately, you have to pay now.
I will give you any sum of money you want.
Oh, my dear Sir Robert, even you are not rich enough to buy back your car.
Wait a moment, you said you would give me back my letter.
Yes, that is what I agreed. I will be at the ladies' gallery tomorrow at 11:30. If by that time you have made a speech, I shall hand you back your letter with the prettiest thanks, and the best, or at any rate, the most suitable compliment I can think of. I intend to play quite fairly with you, Sir Robert. One should always play fairly when one has the winning cards.
Wait! You must give me time to consider your proposal. Give me a week. 3 days.
Impossible. I'm going to telegraph Vienna tonight.
My God, what brought you into my life?
Circumstances.
Don't go. I consent. I shall have the report withdrawn and a question will be put to me on the subject.
Thank you. I knew we would come to an amicable agreement. I understood your nature from the first. And now you can fetch me my carriage, Sir Robert.